So you guys remember your 3 R's back in grade school: reading, writing, arithmetic. Well, if you want to be a creator, there are 4 R's that you have to follow, and you have to follow them consistently. And I am going to tell you what those R's are. Our first R is read. Read, 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 read. Make LeVar Burton proud and read. Read anything that comes across, whether it's a book, a magazine, a comic, a newspaper. Get out there and read. Read fantasy novels, read short stories, read poetry, read comics and graphic novels. They are great. They already have the storyboarding done for you. Read history books. There are so many great stories in history books. And reading is so important because as a filmmaker, as a storyteller, that's where you're going to get a lot of your stories. That's going to help flow ideas. I'm not saying to go out there and steal those stories and call them your own, absolutely not. But use them as inspiration. Read everything that you can get your hands on. There's not a single book out there that isn't worth reading. Our second R, just like back in grade school, is writing. Always writing. Anytime you get an idea that pops into your head, write it down. Write everything that comes into your head.
It's an erotic friend fiction story that I just wrote. I hope you like it because you're all in it. It's called Butt Loose.
Okay, maybe not everything needs to be written down. But no, writing is very important. Writing down your ideas, getting them onto paper is great. If you have a line that pops into your head, write that down. If you have a sequence that pops into your head, write that down. You can also journal. Journaling is a great writing exercise, writing down the stuff that happened throughout the day. You might have more ideas come off of that. Just getting your ideas down onto paper is the first step. Once they're down on paper, you can go back, you can reorganize them, you can use it as source material and be like, oh yeah, I had this idea. What if it works well with this idea? But in order to get those ideas sorted, in order to get those ideas organized, you have to write. Just start writing. So the next R is research. Watch every kind of film that you can. Watch good films. Watch bad films. Watch them, figure out what makes them work, what makes them not work. An exercise that I like to do is watching a film and trying to figure out how it was shot. Where did they set up the lights? Where was the camera set up? What was the direction? How did they go about doing that? What kind of special effects did they use, whether they were practical or digital? And watch every kind of film that you can. Watch fantasy films, watch documentaries, whatever comes across your plate, give it a watch. If you have a specific film style that you're going for or specific interest in film that you really like, also watch films for that too. I love choreography. I'll watch a lot of Gene Kelly. Magnificent choreography. Also love martial arts choreography. I will watch those. I'll study those. How did they break that down? What are the beats that they're using? Did they do to get that final result and to make me come in and say, wow. I've watched a lot of bad choreography too that has made me question, what the hell were they thinking? Where did they get that from? Watch the classics. What makes them classic? Watch movies that you know like the back of your hand and break down the scenes in that movie. Look at how the camera works in it. Look at how the actors work in it. Look how everything just works together. Another aspect of research is also learning from people in the business. I have 2 YouTube channels that I really like following. I follow them religiously. The first one is Corridor Crew. They're a group of filmmakers out in LA. On their channel, they have a reacts show. So you have VFX artists react, animators react, directors react, stuntmen react, and it's really great to go in and see these videos. They break down some very iconic scenes, how they were done, how they were shot. The other channel that I really like watching is Luke Forsyth. No relation. He is a documentary filmmaker from Canada. He has a lot of videos on documentary filmmaking, which isn't exactly what I'm looking to do, but the information that he has in there is great. It's invaluable. I've been learning from his videos for well over a year now. He gets in depth about how to shoot all kinds of different scenes. So I'd really recommend checking out those 2 channels, especially if you're looking to get into any kind of filmmaking. Our last R is practice. If writing and arithmetic can count as R's, then so can practice, because there's an R in there, god damn it. But practice might be the most important one, because everything that you've learned, everything that you've gotten from reading, everything that you have written down, and everything that you have researched means nothing if you're not out there putting it together. It can be as simple as going out there with your camera, shooting scenes with friends. You can set a camera up in front of you and shoot a whole video on what you do as a filmmaker yourself. You can take your camera out, just get B-roll. You can film your cats in your house, but you have to practice. Whatever equipment that it is that you have to learn how to use it. Get familiar with your equipment, get familiar with how it works. Get out there and practice, practice, practice. And practice doesn't apply to just going out with the camera, but when you come back of your editing. Practice makes perfect. That applies to everything. No one wakes up a master of any discipline or any art. Everything takes practice. We look at these people and we talk about how magnificent they are, how great they are at things. They have such a gift to do this kind of art or that kind of art, this sport or that sport. No, their gift was that they sat down and they practiced. They had discipline and they applied that there. Bruce Lee has a quote, "Knowing is not enough, you must apply. Willing is not enough, you must do." So go ahead, do all of your research, all your writing, all of your reading, but if you're not going to do it, and if you're not going to apply it, then why? Get out there and make something. There you have it. Those are my 4 R's if you want to be a creator. Read, write, research, practice. I hope you found this interesting. I had a lot of fun making this. Get out there, read, write, research, and practice. Go out there, go do it.